How can the retail and ATM industry protect themselves? Phil Hardy operates Anti-Ramraid UK. His company fits bollards and security barriers. Right now, he says business is booming.
This is a bank we did in Nuneaton. We protected the front, and then the bank up the road actually got hit at the back.
Over the last year, Phil's fitted bollards to protect ATMs right across the Midlands. So Phil, do you think this is a wake-up call to the industry?
I think it is, yeah. Ramraid attacks were quite profound 10-15 years ago on shop doorways, shop fronts. So we did a lot of work putting bollards in front of windows to stop that happening. Now they seem to be hitting the ATMs, especially around the area. And we've got to provide a deterrent as much as possible. So as they come down the road, they see that it's protected and they're thinking twice about what they do.
As well as ram raids, thieves are also targeting ATMs in other ways. They use saws, industrial-strength angle grinders, and even a black box gadget that causes the machine to dispense all its cash. Criminals have also used gas canisters to blow the ATMs out of the walls.
At 4:30 in the morning, I received a phone call from one of our tenants to say that there's been a large explosion at the post office in Lutterworth. We're talking thousands and £1,000s worth of damage.
I got woke up to a rather large bang, and things actually had fell off my windowsill afterwards. You felt it, well you heard it, and you felt the vibrations throughout the flat.
Co-op stores have been particularly hard hit, but the retailer is determined to fight back. They've teamed up with a forensic technology company to ensure the criminals and the stolen cash are marked and traceable if their cash point is attacked.
For the communities that we serve, we believe the ATM is another service that we offer. One of the reasons why we always put them outside the store is so they're always available. And the truth is that if people want to get to an ATM and want to do something, unfortunately, they will find a way. But we think this is fantastic technology that really is being an active deterrent for the communities that we serve.
Well, to find out how this new technology might deter criminals, I've travelled to Telford in Shropshire, where it's already being used to help solve crimes. I'm meeting the inventor, Phil Cleary, and Superintendent Tom Harding. So how's smart water actually dispersed when somebody tries to attack an ATM?
The clue's in the name, actually. It's a water-based solution which has a unique signature in per location. And this is the critical link the police need to be able to tie a criminal back to a particular criminal incident, be it a burglary or an attack on an ATM.
So if a criminal comes into contact with this water-based liquid, now loaded inside many ATMs, it contains a unique forensic signature that can be traced back to an individual crime scene. What's more, it stays on the skin for weeks, and it can't be removed from clothes or the stolen cash. So how difficult or easy is it to secure a conviction?
Well, all of my officers and all officers across West Mercia actually have a torch with them, a UV and LED detection torch, so they may well have already checked the individual with that torch out in the community.
Go on through, chap.
They will then come into the custody block here, where they are taken separately into a UV detection room. The lights are switched off and a UV light comes on, a very powerful UV light. That will show up any UV marking. Obviously their item of clothing will be seized, and also we will potentially swab their face, feet or hands. They will obviously be interviewed about the offence, and the fact that the presence of smart water was there will be put to them in interview. That's the point at which they often find it incredibly difficult to come up with a story to explain away why they're forensically linked to that particular crime scene.
Sergeant, this gentleman's been arrested on suspicion of theft from an ATM. It's for a prompt and effective investigation, and he's further been identified by smart water as we came through custody.
Now, we've been following cases across Leicestershire. Are you experiencing the same thing here in the West Midlands?
Yeah, and nationally, they're completed by organised criminals that will travel the country. So we can't look at it in isolation in the West Midlands or the East Midlands. Actually, it requires a national approach to tackle this problem.
The co-ops say the pilot programme using this forensic technology has been a success, showing a 90% reduction in ATM attacks. Matt, do you think businesses are taking this sort of crime seriously enough?
I think businesses are realising that there is an issue here. It's fairly clear from the patterns that we're seeing at the moment that the ATMs are in very vulnerable locations, which are very appealing to criminals. So I think a lot of thought has to be put into where the ATMs are actually placed to try and stop the likelihood of a JCB, for example, being driven into an ATM.
Well, I'm back here in Market Harborough, where this story started several months ago. It's taking a lot of time and